In the week of February 5th, 2023, we start with a grandiose full moon in Leo, occurring when the Sun and Moon form an opposition to themselves. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Leo, that's a full moon. This is about being creative and original. This is about expressing yourself from the in and out, being authentic, shining your light, not being afraid to come out and be who you are, and opening your heart. It's about balancing that with your social communities, collaboration, and all kinds of Aquarius themes going on. And many other astrological aspects going on as well. But so what we have for the week of February 5th in terms of announcements. I'm Everett Quirky, also known as Lopez Noel. Welcome to the weekly announcements. So maybe I could get a microphone sometime when I do this, that I will be really fancy, but who knows what I'll do. So, I did an Amenten meeting today. I had an Amenten meeting. For those who did not attend, then I have the video, and guess what? I used my new computer. Wow, I did what? Yes, I did. I'm probably not going to use it for a long time. But I recorded the meeting and I discussed a lot of announcements, all of which you can find in that video. I am not going to repeat all those announcements again. I really don't want to. But just some general announcements. I am going to start giving you more assignments and things to do that I hope will not be too inconveniencing. But I do want to make sure that we're taking advantage of stuff, that I'm engaging with you, and that we're doing so many different things. And I sort of want to bring it back to how I was when I was really into it, and I had a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, and so that's what I want. And so I'm going to try to include more of those announcements. For those of you in choir, on March 20th, 7 p.m., winter concert. All the songs for winter 2023, the specific astrology for that winter, and some of the themes of, my own personal life found in songs of that concert. March 21st at 7 p.m. consecutively, there will be another concert right next, which will talk about the spring music, the signs Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, and the astrology for the spring of 2023. Songs include a song about the straggler eclipse, a song about, Jupiter and Taurus, and other astrological themes, the new moon in Aries, the new moon in Taurus, full moon in Gemini, all those things. You get it. Mars and Leo, there's going to be a song about that called Be the Hero. It's going to be the hero. Mars and Leo I see as being really heroic and courageous. I'll do a video about that on my YouTube channel. You'll check that out. But it's certainly going to give a lot of strengths, and the Venus retrograde this summer is going to be really interesting and profound. And that's actually going to be something that you're going to be doing for that, which will be activities maybe every Friday, since Venus, Friday's ruled by Venus. So during that Venus retrograde, not every single day, but during, the Venus retrograde, there'll be several activities that we'll do, and all those astrological seasons, there'll be activities. I may even go back to doing a project for each and every astrological sign that the sun moves through, like I used to do. Not only that, but I'm also redoing clubbuses as well, bringing back those zodiac sign clubbuses. So every astrological season, I will do a new clubbus. Now, I will send an email of information about those clubhouses and reminders that you do not have to attend every single meeting. But I would preferably recommend that if you want to attend the meeting, that you read the information and read that section that you need to read beforehand so that you get a lot out of the meeting, so you get value from it, so that it's not totally new and overwhelming, so that you can enjoy those meetings more. And that's what's going on with that. Those clubhouses. What is also going on is that I'll continue to do those things with the clubhouses. And also, I do want to remind you that March 17th, we're taking the winter, for those involved in choir, the winter songs, and the winter, spring, and summer music. So a collection of music from those concerts will be put together to compete in a concert, an array of the top-notch and best, strongest songs for a competition, which is the semifinals on May the 17th. Reminder that sometime in, I think, I have to say, I think it's, June, there may be the, I think, actually maybe July, like mid-July, there may be the finals for, competition. So there's a semifinal and then a final happening this year. And so when Saturn goes into Pisces, we're standing around a big building as a temple of spirit. If there's any other announcements, then that. I'm also trying to upload those past videos. Still uploading them. I'll email you a whole list of emails, list of links for all those videos once I get them all downloaded and set to being unlisted videos so that you can see those and look back on that. But so, anyway, Mars retrograde reflection, Aquarius global issue, humanitarian issue project, Pluto in Aquarius, current events, Saturn in Pisces, your spiritual trajectory, so many different things happening with that. Jupiter goes in Taurus, we're going to go to the park. I'm sort of rambling on and on, spurring out these little things. Go see that main meeting. I explain all of it. But anyway, I want to delve right into this week because we have a lot going on. February 5th is, of course, the full moon, so that is a day where the Amentens are not in session, where everything is closed down. I'm not running my Amenten. I don't think that some Lubimbis and Lopez's are. I won't be. People will be going home, celebrating that. Having a party, getting out, doing all the Leonine things, the Aquarius Leo things, with February 5th. So that's a Sunday, self-care Sunday, take home, the day of rest, the day of freedom. Typically, too many jobs don't work, so yeah, full moon Sunday, and hopefully there will be a good Sunday dinner for that to celebrate that full moon, because full moons are big celebrations. You can use that as an excuse to celebrate and have a holiday. And I think that full moons, new moons, and eclipses should be holidays in the first place. Now, so February 6th is Quirky Fashion Day. So what this means is, what you're doing is you are selecting some clothes on Targets and you're looking up quirky fashion. And you'll have a whole bank of terms and items and type of clothes that you will need to search for. What will end up happening is that you will have that list of terms and you'll have some ideas for the clothes that you want to purchase in a way from Target or wherever. You will go on Target or a clothing site, Yonkers, for instance, Yonkers, or Walmart or Amazon, and pay for those quirky clothes, or not pay literally, but just have an outline of the quirky clothes that you want and the sort of collection of quirky clothes that you want, and you're writing down what you want in terms of the clothes that you want to buy, and why you want to choose those clothes. What is it about them that is related to you? How do you see yourself in those clothes? Or just doing something that suits you, because Aquarius is all about what suits you, what you want to do. Basically, being free and easy, doing what you want to do, that's Aquarius. And so, Quirky Fashion Day is about going on these sites, finding these clothes, and then writing a response in terms of the different categories. So you'll have a Google document with different sections: pants, shirts, shoes, and you'll just write down the name and the brand of where this clothing comes from on this document with all these different columns of clothes. So you'll write these different items down, and then you will, there'll be an explanation under, so it'll be, here, let me just draw this out for you so that you can get a good idea of what it's going to look like for me to not have to explain in this long-term fashion. Let me just explain what this is going to be here. So let me just open up a new example document here. All right, so imagine this is what it looks like. If I can do this. So let's say just pants, shirt, shoes, hat, let's just say 4 categories. So, pants, shirts, shoes, hats. And these aren't all the categories, but these are some of them. So what it will be is you'll have this box, and then there'll be an explanation. So explanation. So then I'll draw a sort of column under this here so that you can see. Let me see. Let me get 3. Okay, explanation. Spelled wrong. Good grief. 1. Tab is an easier way. Explanation for each. Oh, I forgot the next category. Oh well, let me do this over again. So let's just start over. Column of 4. Let's go back to insert here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So explanation. Explanation here. Explanation. Explanation. So under each of these different categories, you'll just have sort of numbers or bullet points or numbers, either of which. And you will just, okay, well, I got this pair of pants. This is what it's called. This is the brand. This is how much. Oh, money is not relevant since you're not paying for it. And explain why you chose that item of clothing and how it is unique to you. If you can think about what is it about you, why you chose this. Basically, why did you want to choose this? Do the best you can. Here's the deal. I will say this. I kind of want to see all these boxes filled in. So, you can make something up. Try not to if you can't think anything. If you can't think of anything, just be creative. Just say, I chose this yellow shirt because I am big into masculine sunlight, or something like that. I really like yellow, and I've admired it since I was little. Just something like that. So, or whatever you can think of, however you can relate it back to yourself, your own life. So you have these different categories, writing it down, what you want to buy, what you like, basically, what pair of pants, what shirts, what shoes, what hats, the name, the brand of the pants, shirts, shoes, hats. There's also other things like coat, there's, other categories. There's a couple more categories, and then you explain why you picked those items and how it was unique to you. That's what you're doing for that. All right, so I should call this Quirky. Quirky clothes activity for the day of February 6th. It is due February 9th at 11:59 p.m. So that's what I want to remind you about there. And information about that, I have a whole list of instructions and the actual document, which you can copy that document so that you can edit it. And I have the whole list of categories, and then just go and find stuff, and then type it in, do all the instructions, and then hand it in through my Amenten page, and that will be that. And I'll have listed several links for you to go to Target or to Amazon to pay for these clothes, to pay for this, or to pay for that. There'll be several different sources you can look at. So that's February 6th. February 7th is honoring Charles Dickens. There's really not anything here. I'll have resources on my page, videos and articles. There's actually a biography that about Charles Dickens, and there are several video resources to do or available there on my page about Charles Dickens, who was a really famous classic writer, wrote Christmas Carol, Tale Christmas Carol, Tale of Two Cities, Oliver Twist, Great Expectations, and several other things. So, that's what he wrote. I'm sure that you've heard of Charles Dickens. And so, basically, there is, there's several articles, there's several options in terms of articles and video resources, about him. And just as proof that I'm putting these resources out, by February 9th at 11:59 p.m., you would need to just watch one of those, read one of those articles and watch one of those videos and just email me what that video was. Actually, yeah. So, emailing me, sending me the link of the video or article, telling me what you watched or read. What did you like about it? And if there's anything that you learned from it, if there's anything, like what do you remember from what you watched? I'm not expecting you to have to, I'm not expecting you to have to sit there and, remember and take notes, although you can, but, just what do you remember and what did you learn from that? So that's what you're telling me in that email. And also put a link to that video or article that is due by the 9th as well. February 8th, at the same time. So both of those little assignments are due by the 9th at 11:59 p.m. Aquarius and technology, basically looking at technological innovations over Aquarius, and there will be resources about technology that has become invented in the world from history, so from the earliest time, from ancient history through up to now. And all that I am expecting is just to choose a piece of technology that was in the world, and to research it. And there'll be a whole list of options for the type of technology. And then after you do that research, then there's a response question about what it was, and how was it significant, and how may it be, if you would go on, answering this is optional, how is it relevant to your own life, although you don't need to answer that question. But basically, choose a technological innovation, and how is it relevant, how is it significant, how did it advance the world, advance society, advance civilization. That is kind of what I'm expecting. So such as the computer and phone, but also the aqueduct system, or the treadmill, or the certain agricultural advancements. So you'll have a whole bank of options. Choose one, research that, and then write a kind of response. I chose this, and get into the history and the significance of that from your research. And then if you want to relate it back to your own life, as how is it relevant to your own life, how does it pertain to your own life, only if you want to. That's optional. So that is I'm going to push that particular one to February 12th by the end of the day. So February 12th, that particular one is due. Aquarius and technology assignment. Richard and business deals. The only reason why I combine this particular one together is that I see a big long desk with February 9th. What is going to be happening is there's going to be an Amenten event where we're going to be looking back on, Richard, and keeping up appearances, and recounting that. and there'll be certain episodes of Keeping Up Appearances. So it'll sort of be a day to watch Keeping Up Appearances in February, because this is the month where so many of the actors and actresses in that show were born. And so there'll be a couple, there'll be an episode of Keeping Up Appearances that people will be watching on February 9th, and it will be in the theater here at the Amenten at, I would say, maybe 7 p.m. So it'll be in the evening. That of course is optional, but that will be shown on that particular day. And so February 10th is about, I made this day unique to inventive cooking ideas. February 10th. It's February and I'm dying for some tomatoes. Now, I was watching an old archive video, and I was showing Joanne Weir Plates and Places, and which is a show where she travels to different places, and then she brings, she goes back to her kitchen and makes dishes that are inspired by the flavors of various places. And so February 10th is inventive cooking ideas. So any kind of hack. So let's see here. So any kind of hack is what it would be is just exploring the different types of hacks that are available, and maybe either filming a video or showing an image and writing something down where you're talking about that hack and how it's useful in the kitchen. So you have two options. So what you're going to do for this is it's basically going to be, we are going to film a video in a kitchen or somewhere where you're showing the hat, like beating a pan on meat to flatten it, for example, or using a smoothie maker to do this or whatever, or showing kind of an image with sort of a description under it of the hack, showing an image of that hack that either you took doing it or you found it online, and then write about the hack. What is the hack? How is it helpful in the kitchen? That's all you need to do for that. And that will be due also on the 12th. So 2 things going on, 2 assignments due on February 12th, 2 little assignments due February 9th. February 11th, we do have Nadia Shah coming to the Amenten. Nadia Shah is coming back. And at 2:00 p.m. in the afternoon, at the big room here at the Amenten with the chairs and the auditorium, and there's going to be a screen projected where she is going to be she's prepared a presentation all about the astrology of 2023, which she will be or the rest of it, by the way, and she will be presenting that information and giving that speech starting at 2:00, and it will be at this Amenten. So if you're interested and you can come, I'm sure you'll find it insightful and enlightening, and it's just good to sort of keep in your pocket of the events that will be happening, and know what to expect for those events. And so she is covering information in her YouTube video about 2023. Also, she is adding new information about the astrology of 2023 as well, which she's sort of including in that in that speech, which they'll be presenting, and it will be recorded and put on my page. It'll be emailed out to all of you and presented on various pages of the Amentens, anywhere where people can get access to it. There has to be, video sharing platform, which is actually starting to get worked on right now, so that you can go into it and share any videos. So it's the newest video that people can see, and you can search it as sort of like a YouTube, but it's more private and geared towards the Amenten. So that is an idea that is sort of starting to get worked on. It was actually thought of, ago, and now it's, sort of people are investing into that. So that'll be ready sometime this year. But anyway, February 12th, I'm going to be doing a live stream on my main YouTube channel, that is Quirky, my main channel, on the new moon in Pisces on the 20th, and what will be occurring for that. So if you want to tune in and watch me live, then I'll send you the link. You can watch me live, and of course it is public. It is free for you to watch afterward, and the recording is available. And it's also about being the change. And so there is going to be a response about what can you do to make the world a better place, basically. And what do you want to change in your life to make it better? How do you want to liberate yourself? That kind of response with those questions that I just listed will be just a response that you will need to complete, which will be due February 15th at 11:59 p.m. So that be the change question of how can you be the change in your own life? How can you, revolutionize or innovate or make the world a better place? That's basically a response question, due by the 15th of February at 11:59 p.m. So those are your weekly announcements for this week. Thanks for watching, and please have a great week.